Hey there, welcome in and good evening from Europe, wherever you're tuning from. Let me just refresh my page so I can see what is really going on my stream. All looks good so far. Okay, this is my OBS here. Good. So, lovely day. Saturday is it 9th of, what is this month? August 2025. Debian 13 Trixie has been released and we are preparing, how do you call it? Release party. You know, the Debian people do that. So I think this is a good opportunity enough to do some release party, release install party. So that's what we are going to do. I have prepared a ThinkPad T480 for installing Debian 13 Trixie. I have already downloaded the new image that was released like an hour ago. Burned it to my flash drive, prepared the computer, prepared everything, started the live stream, and I am now welcoming you all to the party. Yeah. So at any moment, if you will have any ideas about what exactly do you want me to do, Alexandros Vangelatos, welcome in. At any moment, if you are going to have any ideas about what do we want to do with our installation, feel free to say it, you know, and we will adjust the installation method. We are not installing this for me, so it's like a demo installation. So anything goes, anything you want. Feel free to drop in. Okay, so this is my T480. If my image will be in a way, we are going to actually let me adjust my picture straight away. Where's my camera here? Filters, crop, image, mask. What happened now? That was unintended. Huh. I broke it. Okay, my video will stay as is for now. It is what it is. Good. Buffalo USB flash disk. By the way, this, as I said, is a live computer, right? It's not a virtual machine. Let's go with advanced options, expert installation. Good. That's how we roll. Good. Choose your language. This will be English. Choose your country. We'll live in... Today we live in Bosnia. Okay. Country to base default local settings. US is fine. Let's go ahead and... What is the shortcut for Bosnia? I thought it was BA. It is not. Okay, let's go with Croatia. I'm just fooling around. Actually, yeah, let's go with that. Let's go with that, and we need to move my picture out of the way. How do we do that? Okay. Tiny bit better. So, continue, and now the expert installer is asking us which of these locales, US one being default selected and another one that I have selected, which one of these is going to be the default. So this will affect your desktop session first and foremost by tuning your currency, your date, what it looks like, stuff like that. Iceblade is asking why not use the oval camera cut. Yeah, that's what I tried. That's what I tried, but it's kind of broken. For at least avoiding being in the way. Yeah, it's currently broken. I don't know what I did to it. Let me try again. Let me try again. Give me a moment. Image mask. Home Dart Pictures OBS. The picture is still here. Something is misbehaving. Alpha channel. Blend. I don't know. I don't know. It's not working. Settings only apply to SDR video. I have no clue what's going on. Maybe I can just crop myself like this. Let's do 600. There we go. Just the crop. Okay. This is all I can do without completely shutting down the stream and studying instructions on how to do the oval thing again. Okay, so let's pick creation. Access the installer using Braille display. Nope. Configure the keyboard. Should we take creation keyboard? Nah. Let's go with American English. Okay, detect and mount installation media. That's our USB stick. By the way, Debian 13 can now be installed without any USB sticks whatsoever. You just get a new laptop, you power it on, you press a button in your UEFI BIOS to access a UEFI HTTP boot. You enter a URL and the installation starts. No media needed. Load installer components from installation media. Okay, so here you can choose a whole bunch of stuff, which in this particular case, I don't think we need any of this. So let's just skip everything. The things that are important will be loaded automatically anyway. That's the thing. Okay, good. So detect network hardware. We are connected with the laptop via the docking station to the cable Ethernet thingy. So it should be automatically detected. Not wireless, but our wired connection. Auto configure. Yes. Yes. Okay. Hello. Greetings to all of you. Greetings to you back. Hello. Good. Next step. This should be working. Yes, it does. Hostname Debian 13. Okay, domain name not important at this point. Set up users and passwords. Allow login as root. Okay, let me move my head somewhere. There we go. Okay, allow login as root. We do not want this because if we do not allow it, then automatically our first user will be added to the wheel group, which gives us the ability to use sudo and raise the security of the system just a tiny bit. Full name for the new user, which is of course me, Linux Rena Essence. Yes, that's good. Username Dart. Choose the password. Yes, yes. Configure the clock. Set the clock using NTP. Yes, network time protocol. You can choose the default server. This is fine. Select your time zone. If you have configured previous steps properly, then your time zone default answer is going to be offered precisely the one that you want. So choose that. Detect disks. So I have swapped SSDs in this laptop today, and hopefully it works. I actually haven't checked yet if my hard SSD is even working, but hopefully it's okay. If it's not okay, we are going to have a big problem. Uh, Guided use entire disk. Now let's go with the manual. SK Hynix. Yes, that's my hard drive. Okie dokie. Let's delete everything from this SSD. Delete the partition. Delete the partition. Okay, so this is our USB stick from which we are installing Debian. So that one, of course, we are not going to touch. And this is our SSD. So the first thing you may, want to do is think about whether you want encryption on your computer, which will possibly serve you well if you are using Linux on your laptop and you're walking out and about, and there is more than a zero chance that you are going to get your laptop stolen, and you don't want your data, at least your data, to be read by everyone or a random person. You are going to lose your hardware and some material value, but at least maybe you want to protect it by protect your data. Yeah. So if you don't want your data protected, just skip the encryption part. Yeah. Configure encrypted volumes. Now, to be honest, I have forgot the exact flow, how this goes. I do have a video on this. So let me go to free space, create a new partition. This will be like, I don't know, 900 megs to the beginning. Uh, tu- 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 tu. Physical volume for encryption. That's how this is going to work. Encryption key, passphrase, erase data, no. If you're doing this for real, you probably want to do the erase data, but this takes a lot of time. And what this is going to do, it is going to basically write zeros across the entirety of your SSD. Clean slate. Done setting up. Okay. What we forgot to do, actually, let me delete this one and put something else first. We need 500 megs partition in the beginning, which will be, where is it? FE partition. Okay. This is what I forgot. And then we need another one of half a gig at the beginning, which will be X4 is fine. This will be our boot partition here. Everything else is good. Okay, let's go ahead and create a new partition. We can just fill out the rest of the space here and make it for encryption here. And once again, we will not erase data because we don't have time for that. Done setting up the partition. Good. Okay, configure encrypted volumes, write changes. Yes. Okay. Create encrypted volumes. We already have encrypted volumes. Encryption passphrase. Okay, so make sure to have this encryption passphrase as complex as you can possibly have it. This one is obviously simple because this is just a demo for you, but do pay attention that this is important. It needs to be complex. Otherwise, it will be easier to break. Okay, that's my password. Do you wish to use weak passphrase? Well, for this demo, yes. Good. Let's go ahead. Step next. Step next. Okay, which one is the next step? Encrypted volume. Good. So in the encrypted volume, we will make it butter file system. The reason why I choose butter file system is two reasons. First reason is a copy on write and the ability to create very, very quick snapshots. People use snapshots for various reasons, and one of my favorite reasons is having it used as a sort of a trash can. And what I mean by trash can, I just configure defaults with Snapper and have it auto snap my whole partition every like an hour and have it go back for the last 10 hours, maybe a couple of days, stuff like that. And if I delete something by accident and in an hour or two I remember, oopsie doopsie, I need that file back, you just go back to your snapshot, literally copy the file from there. Maybe it's from yesterday or from 2 days ago, doesn't matter. It's really practical. Another reason for butterfly system is the ability of having sub-volumes, which means that you can have your root partition separate from your home partition, like have it two different partitions, mount points, actually, mount points. And the reason for that is that maybe you want to beef up your security by making your home mount point as non-executable so that nothing can be executed on your home folder. That's just an idea. I'm not telling you to do exactly that, but it is one of the ideas. And have the rest of your system work properly, while at the same time not having to worry about how much space did you put to your system partition, how much space did you put to your home partition, and now the first one is all filled up and the second one has a lot of extra space that you don't really need. So now you need to resize this one in order to move it a little bit so that you can resize this one, and then you go all over again in 2 months. So what we are going to do is we are going to make two mount points, and both of them are going to use the exact same physical space. So when you fill up your home folder, it will automatically fill up the root mount point and vice versa. This is normal behavior with the butterfly system and the sub volumes. So let's go ahead and put it here. Do we need anything here? Maybe compress is a good idea. Done setting up the partition. So there you go. Now we have our root file system on the encrypted volume, which is one of the partitions on the physical volume. Hassan, welcome in. And discard, otherwise your SSD will die. Discard. Tree, I haven't seen it from, there is something in my way on the screen. Okay, now it's better. Discard stream freed blocks from underlying block device. Okay. Continue. Done setting up. Thank you very much, Hassan. I think we're good with partitioning. Finish partitioning. Do you want to return to the partition menu because you don't have swap? We don't need swap just yet. I'm going to make a swap file later on. Do you want to return to the partition menu? No. Okay, write changes to the disk. Yes. Good. Install the base system. Good. Let's let the system do its thing. Where is my camera here? Move my picture a little bit around. Good. So what's up, everyone in the chat? We're going to have to give my laptop a couple of minutes to finish installing the base system. But if you have just tuned into the Debian 13 release party, here we are installing Trixie just for the funsies. If you want to participate and tell me what do you want me to do with Debian installation, I will gladly do as you say, because I'm just doing one of my default installations, you know, just to have it see how it behaves. Kernel to install, you can just press enter here. This is good. Drivers to include, generic include all available drivers. In most of the cases, you will select this option. If you select a second option, it will only install the drivers that you need for this particular computer, which can be a good thing or a bad thing. It will not help you too much, but it is what it is. Ice Blade. Kind of forgot what the new features were, but for fun, change the date to 2033. Okay. Pizarro 25, are you going with KDE Plasma? Of course I do. I mean, that's my default installation, so I will go in that direction. Configure the package manager, use a network mirror, yes. Okay, HTTP is fine. Let me pick the closest one to me. Use non-free firmware. In most cases, you will want non-free firmware for various reasons, but if you want to stay completely free and open source, then press no here. Use non-free software. Let's go with that as well. Enable source repositories in apt. Yes. Hassan, my YouTuber friend accidentally almost wasted his SSD this way. He didn't know about this card option. His SSD was crying and he made a video about it. So that's why, once again, thank you very much. Security updates, you definitely want this option. Release updates. This will give you updates that come out regularly, which will be a part of the next point release. So before Debian 13.1 is released, you will get all of the updates that make up the 13.1 version of Debian. So when 13.1 is released, you will, at that day, you will have nothing to update because you already have everything that the 13.1 consists of. However, if you want even more stable system, which you probably don't need on a desktop or a laptop, but maybe for the server, you maybe want to uncheck the release updates, so then you will not get any updates before the next point release is being born, let's call it that way. But you do want security updates, you know. So let's pick this one. Let's pick backports as well. This is going to be potentially useful. And once again, I don't see what my buttons here are. Continue. Okay, this is button continue. Select and install software. Next step. Both Nina and Hassan are correct, but are talking about different things. I'm just saying. Install security updates automatically. I think that's a fairly good idea. You choose for yourself, of course. Good. Okay, the next step is going to be presented at us to choose our desktop environment and stuff like that. So let's give our laptop a moment to catch up with us. But yeah, do you wish to tell Debian which packages you're installing? Yeah, let's do that. Let's give them some stats. Good. So by default, Debian will offer for you GNOME desktop environment. Debian claims that they give each desktop environment an equal chance of sorts, but in reality, they do automatically select GNOME for you. So GNOME still is and will be the default, you know, on Debian. So you know, you need to select what you want and deselect GNOME. If you don't deselect GNOME, then you're going to end up with two desktop environments, which is not a big problem because at the login prompt, you can just select which one you want to log into. What is the possible problem is that each desktop environment comes with its own set of tools, and then you're going to have most of the tools double. You know, partition manager from KDE and partition manager from GNOME and stuff like that. KDE Plasma, do we need web server on a laptop? No. Do we need SSH server? Usually you will want to have that so you can log in to your laptop remotely if you need so. Standard system tools, this is, but in Croatian. Also, there is choose a Debian blend for installation. What Debian blend is, it will give you a pre-select meta package, like gaming, science, kids, uh, art, maybe audio, stuff like that, you know. So it will pre-install a whole bunch of applications for you that you may be interested in. So if you're a total beginner with Debian and you have a certain focus that you want to do with this operating system, there might be a good idea to choose a Debian blend. So it will give you a lot of stuff to test, basically. Continue. Okay, 2000 packages to install. I don't know how long this is going to take, but hopefully the laptop T480 ThinkPad is up to it to up for it to install this on a fairly quick basis. So 24 of you are currently tuned into this live stream, and not many of you are chatting in the chat. I would love to hear just one or two letters from each one of you. just to see, and like here, me, yo, sup. Just make the chat a tiny bit more alive. Let me see if my bot is present here. Bot present, matrix. Yep, bot is here. Good. So that's my matrix room if you want to participate in the instant messaging with us. Cultrarius, no can do, sir. Thank you very much. Iceblade 92. Oh, I thought it was something more dangerous, like one-time thing. One-time thing what? One-time thing what? What's going on, Iceblade? Speak to me. Hello, how did you get the selection for the non-free and backports? Hello, I think the answer that you're looking for is that I'm not using the regular installer, but expert installer. Basically, when you boot up your install media, don't go to graphics installer, don't go to installer, go to advanced, third option, go to advanced, and then pick expert installer, and then you will get a whole more options, you know. Nino says Hassan actually meant without discard on SSD will at some point suffer performance loss. Yes. Iceblade says I was bought that YouTubers settings were. I cannot read this, Iceblade. Please put tiny bit more effort into your grammar. Maybe you wanted to say that you thought that the YouTubers settings were something is missing in this sentence. I cannot figure out what. Hello says, okay, I will try it. I'm also currently installing Trixie on my laptop. Yes, good, excellent. I'm going to reinstall Trixie once again after the live stream for myself with possibly the same settings, maybe slightly different. We'll see. Right now, I'm just head first through the installation, and it's important for me that the whole experience on this release party that we're doing right now is as I was going to say quick, but what I mean is um, what's the word? Efficient. We want to be efficient today and not, stagnate for many minutes on each and every install option. If you are interested in some of the install options, I can stop and explain whatever you need. That is no brainer for this live stream. But if you don't have any questions, I'm just gonna, go through it all and finish it up to one of my standard ways. Hassan says already installed Trixie 1 week ago. Yeah, thumbs up for that. Nino says that YouTuber had so many unused blocks that his SSD basically froze because SSD didn't know it has so much unused blocks because FS Stream didn't report free blocks after data removal. I need to study. I need to study this because, on a hard disk drive, I don't know if I still have my CDs with me, but on a hard disk drive, as you have this surface, right? So you have the beginning, you have the middle, you have the end, right? And if you put your partition, let's say that you split your hard drive into partitions, and we're going to halt here for a moment. And if you split your hard drive into two partitions, then the first partition is going to be written from the edge to roughly here, right? And the second partition from here to the end of the hard drive. That's with one platter drives, right? With multiple platter hard drives, it's a bit more complicated. But physically, these partitions are separate. So let's say that you're copying something from the first partition to the second partition. Then you have this head of the hard drive, and the head keeps going back and forth between the first and second partition because data is physically on one partition or on the other partition. But with the SSD, if you split your SSD into two partitions, right? The first one here, the second one there, and if you copy the next data on the partition one, it won't be written inside the partition one physical space on the SSD, but instead the SSD controller will write your partition one data anywhere on the SSD, and vice versa. If you write some data on the partition 2, which is, let's say, on the end of the SSD, virtually speaking, once again, your data will be written anywhere on the SSD, judging by the controller's decision, because the write controller is the one who decides which of the blocks on the SSD is the next one to have any kind of data written to it, and the reason for this is where leveling. So if you have a multiple partitions on your SSD and you only use this one partition always, like always you only use this one, and you never write to the rest of your partitions, don't worry about it. All of your data will be equally spread out to the entire surface of your SSD always. And this, the way you can see this is when you check out the wear leveling on your SSD with Smart Control, you will see how much life remains in your SSD. I'm just saying. Let me just catch up with chat. Nino says it could be also that because FS3. Okay. If you didn't encrypt your SSD, then there is no problem. It's a bummer that Debian 13 didn't have NVIDIA drivers that have explicit sync support. It still uses 550, but we need 555 plus. I think Debian 13 has chosen the LTS NVIDIA driver. That was the reasoning, as far as I know. But nothing really stops you from using NVIDIA's repository for Debian. So you're good. Install grub. Next step. Force grub installation. Yes. Update NVRAM to automatically boot into Debian. Yes. Run OS prober. We don't need this. We don't have any other operating systems here. I'm just saying, finish the installation. Yes, I'm just saying you have NVIDIA's repository for Debian. So do you really need Debian to have you covered with NVIDIA's drivers? Trixie already has backports. Yes, I have seen it today, but I haven't seen anything in there just yet. That repo is for Debian 12 only? Oh, you mean NVIDIA's? I have used NVIDIA's Debian 12 repo on Debian Trixie, and it works. If you really need the latest NVIDIA driver on Debian 13 today, you can use Debian 12 repository from NVIDIA, and it works. I tried. Is the system clock UTC? Yes, it is. We're close to the finish line, boys and girls. Yeah, I installed it, but when I installed 32-bit libs, it crashed my system. That I don't know. What was backport again? Iceblade backport is Debian's official repository with newer versions of software. Okay. Debian comes with kernel 6.12, and it remains with this kernel for 2 years or more, until the end of the life of Trixie. But if you have new hardware that requires newer drivers, which means newer kernel, then you can just install a newer version of kernel from Debian 13 Trixie backports. It's an official repository from Debian to get newer versions of software. Kernel, you want new Emacs, you can get it, stuff like that. Nino says each has backports. It will take a little bit of time to populate for Trixie. But one from 12 to 10 has all. Oh, okay. Tug, welcome into the stream. Tug says Debian has introduced censorship. Hassan is asking how. They, some of the Debian developers has noticed that one of the packages for fun in Debian, like what was it called? Like one of those funny messages of the day, or something like that. The program in Debian's repository that you install, and it offers you random messages when you log in. I think that's it. It has in Italian languages some funny messages that are sexist. So nobody complained about this for the past 15 years. And now one of the Debian developers have discovered this sexist message. So I think they removed either these messages or something along those lines. Say or fortune. Fortune. Yeah, okay. Fortune. I was close, but I knew what you were talking about. Good. Debian 13 Trixie installation is now ready and completed. Let me go ahead and fetch my mouse. We are going to switch to external screen only. Good. We are no longer using internal screen that's over there on my laptop. I am watching in my stream. Okay, good. So this is your typical greeting message from KDE6. Welcome. You go next. Simple by default. Plasma is designed to be simple and usable out of the box. Powerful when needed. So these are the applications. Manage software with KDE Discover, of course. Do you want to share anonymous usage information? Usually I don't do this, but since this is a demo installation for this live stream, I'm just gonna send everything to the KDE Plasma team so they can see what we are doing on this live stream. Let's finish up. Good, and let's go to display configuration here. Tag says they will remove everything that is politically incorrect. Well, this is, how do I put it? Welcome to the modern world. What we may be able to do for people who want all of the humor, all of the healthy humor, maybe we can get together and introduce a repository that restores what was censored. So if people really want to install these packages, maybe we can provide them with an easy way to get them back, if that makes sense for you. About backports, I don't think backports are actually tied to a specific version. That repo is universal to all Debian releases. No, that's not true. You need a specific backport for Trixie, because what backports is, it has packages from SID, basically, that are recompiled with Trixie versions of libraries. Um, some packages might work on bookworm, some packages might not, but generally the backport repository for Trixie is meant for Trixie and not for bookworm. If you do it any other way, you're calling the devil. Let me increase the zoom level so you guys can see it slightly better. Yes. Okay. Chili Pfeffer, nice name. Welcome in. Censorship is such a beast because it is hard to personally argue against it when I agree that something isn't right. Do you mean, Chili Pfeffer, that you are afraid to like put your name out there in fear of being cancelled by the internet and in fear that not enough people will stand beside you, or did you mean something else? Hassan says, and don't forget to add contrib and non-free repo after installation if you have NVIDIA card. Hassan, Debian already did that for me during installation, and we can check it out here. Console. Let me pin this here. The reason why I'm slow with my mouse is because it's laggy through the capture card. Sudo -i. Okay, nano etc apt. Okay. Chili Pfeffer says, afraid to be accused of agreeing with something when I disagree with censorship. I think I understand, but if you want, you can talk more. Hassan, this is the product of Debian installer filling up the sources list for me. So now we have, as you can see, we have main, contrib, non-free, and non-free firmware. Do we have more here? No. Okay, non-free firmware, and then we have Trixie backports, and also main, contrib, non-free, and non-free firmware. So basically, we have everything. Vladimir is asking just to come here from DJ where CyberGizmo preliminary review of Trixie. I still don't get what is all the fuss about it. I had one for some time now in the QEMU VM just to check it. What is the fuss about Debian? Sorry, I almost mispronounced you. Juan Jose Perez. Is that correct? Is that virtual machine? Thank you for showing us this new version. And no, this is not a virtual machine. I rarely, if ever, use virtual machines to show up new operating systems because they don't particularly behave in the same way, you know. So apt install neo fetch. What? Iceblade Debian doesn't update once a year. It updates once every 2 years. Apt install neo fetch. Okay, let's do fast fetch. Okay, so for those of you who were wondering where exactly are we installing Debian at the moment, these are the specs of the computer on which we are working on right now.